pumpkin spice, and everything nice. How do you stay healthy in the fall?
Dr. Ted Naiman.
Dr. Greg Naiman. And this is What the Health Podcast.
Hey guys. So I love that. We're heading into the Burr months, right? When we say October, November, December, etc. These are the time frames where it can be pretty dangerous. We're heading into holiday seasons. Halloween, we got Thanksgiving, we got Christmas time, New Year's. Man, everybody, including myself, it's a struggle.
Right.
My wife is right now in culinary school, so every time I come home, there's just all kinds of goodies. So how do you stay away from them? How do you stay healthy, especially it's getting darker, colder, not getting out and exercising much? What is the answer?
Yeah, no, for sure. Again, so we started with, pumpkin spice, right? So, and we start seeing all of these new goodies that come out around this time. Holiday parties, and again, holiday after holiday, and all of the overeating, plus the drop in exercise that we see around this time because you're not out there, you're not walking, and certain types of areas in the country where we're seeing less activity because of the season as well. And what ends up happening is you get this roller coaster where now weight goes up, and then energy level goes down, and all of these things are happening inside you. Again, your cholesterol levels, your triglycerides, all of these things are impacting there. So first and foremost, you want to stay on your regular healthy habits. We always go back to there's got to be a base or infrastructure of disciplined things that you should just always say, I'm going to do. It doesn't matter what season it is, right? That's how you're going to avoid all of this in the first place.
Right. So number one would be try to do the best you can to continue to keep the calories nice and even, not get these big spikes. When you're avoiding the foods that are very high in carbohydrate, leaning towards things that are more lean, especially on the protein side, staying away from foods that are very fatty. So all the desserts, all the goodies, all that stuff. What I usually do, even though when I come home and got fresh baked or whatever, is I immediately get that stuff all bundled up and I wind up giving it to everybody else. You want to get that out of the house.
Thanks.
Because if it stays in the house, you're going to snack, you're going to eat. So you want to, again, keep those goodies out. When you're getting in, you're going to an event and there's going to be a lot of goodies. It's not necessarily a bad thing, and or to kind of, again, stay towards the foods that are not going to be as high or calorie dense or rich. So maybe give yourself a little bit of a taste, but again, you want to stay towards the foods that are going to be a little bit less calorie dense, but also keep you filled. And that, again, is like leaning more towards the protein-based type of stuff when you are eating.
Protein-based, of course. So let's just go over the things that are the healthy habits, in the base infrastructure, we call it, right? So the foundation level stuff. And that's going to be proper rest, proper nutrition, proper exercise, right? So those are going to be the main things that you want to make sure that you're doing on a regular basis. So you just talked about the proper nutrition, high glycemic index foods. You're going to want to keep that at a minimum. You can have them as treats, that's fine. But again, you're going to balance that with more high protein or nutrient dense foods. And you're going to stay away from things that are going to be from a high glycemic index, meaning your sugary drinks, right? It's important to stay hydrated, but you want to make sure you're hydrated with not sports energy drinks. You're not drinking things that are like juices during this month. It's just empty calories. Your body doesn't need it. You're not going to be drinking sports drinks because unless you're an athlete that's out there perspiring heavily, you don't need to take in those extra calories. Then, of course, proper rest. So again, this time of the year, we want to make sure that you're still getting the rest that you need for your body. Shutting down any devices and things like this and getting ready for sleep and making sure you have the right right amount of sleep. And then it's your exercise. Still got to maintain. So if you're not out there walking because of the climate changes, you want to make sure that you're at least still getting the exercise somehow, some way during your day. You get that, you're going to be solid during these months.
I love it. So it's proper rest, getting your 7-8 hours a night and staying, getting to bed at a proper time, waking up at a proper time, getting into a routine exercise regimen, at least getting 180 minutes of some good cardiovascular type of exercise, whether it's for a brisk walk, whether it's a walk on a treadmill if it's really cold outside, or elliptical or something that is going to get the heart pumping. And then again, staying away from the high calorie dense foods. And again, one of the things I generally do, as I mentioned, is try not to keep it in the house. No matter what, will is oftentimes hard to overcome. So that when you've got the goodies around you, you're going to snack, and all those unnecessary goodies are just going to keep it.
Great advice. All right.
So don't forget to hit the subscribe, like button, and all that stuff.
All right. Follow us some more for other information around these health topics.